Hersom Acorn Newspapers, publishers of the Greenwich Post, New Canaan Advertiser, the Darien Times, the Ridgefield Press, the Weston Forum, the Wilton Bulletin, the Reading Pilot, the Lewisboro Ledger, the Monroe Courier, the Eastern Courier, the Trumbull Times, Fairfield Sun, Shelton Herald, the Stratford Star, the Milford Mirror, and the Valley Gazette.
This is the HAN Network, the leader in local news, sports, arts, and entertainment in Southwestern Connecticut.
This is your coffee break on the HAN Network.
It's Tuesday, August 18th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, bringing you all the latest news out of Southwestern Connecticut today, including a celebrity's daughter getting into trouble for an underage drinking party and plans to celebrate the grand opening of a school named in honor of a local hero. Later this hour, we have guests from Griffin Hospital who are going to be talking about backpack safety and how students can avoid injury as they load up their books and head back to school. But first, taking a look at some of the news this morning, Georgia Connick, the 19-year-old daughter of musician Harry Connick Jr., was issued a misdemeanor summons after allegedly hosting a party at her family's West Road home at which individuals under the age of 21 were caught drinking alcohol, according to police. Officers were dispatched to the home around 1 a.m. on August 15th after receiving noise complaints. Upon arrival, at least 15 and likely more youths attempted to flee the scene but were unable to, according to police. Officers reportedly saw many empty or partially empty beer cans and bottles throughout the property. Connick reportedly told police the party began as a small gathering of friends, but more people arrived. She said she thought she could handle the party, but that it soon got out of control, police reported. Those in attendance at the party were all between the ages of 18 and 20, and none were the legal drinking age of 21. Individuals were reportedly either picked up by their parents or driven home by a sober operator. Connick was charged with permitting minors to illegally possess alcohol and procuring liquor for minors. She was issued a misdemeanor summons with a promise to appear in court on September 2nd. In other news, 2 Norwalk residents were among 3 people killed in a horrific crash on the Taconic State Parkway in Westchester, New York over the weekend. The Connecticut Post and Associated Press report that Liddell Mulvaney and her daughter Catherine Mulvaney were killed Saturday when an SUV driving north on the parkway was sent airborne after hitting the median. The vehicle, driven by Narim Sinanovic of the Bronx, landed on the southbound side of the parkway where it hit the Mulvaney's 2001 Toyota. Liddell Mulvaney's husband, Donald Mulvaney, was driving the Toyota. He is now listed in critical condition. The Mulvaneys moved to Brooklyn, New York from Norwalk about 9 years ago, according to News 12. Liddell Mulvaney is a former music and drama teacher with Greenwich Public Schools. According to her LinkedIn page, she taught in the district for 18 years, leaving in 2007. Catherine Cat Mulvaney was a singer-songwriter. Her song Make a Change over 2015 documentary Trickster. Don is a musician and drum teacher. In February, he performed at Fairfield University with his band New Duke, a jazz ensemble that puts a contemporary spin on the music of Duke Ellington. The other driver, Sinovac's 2-year-old daughter, was killed in the crash, and 8 other people were injured. Moving over to some Stratford news, residents there will celebrate the grand opening of the new Victoria Soto School with a ceremony on Friday, August 28th at 11 a.m. Soto School, which will host students in kindergarten through the 2nd grade, was originally known as Honey Spot House. It was renamed Victoria Soto School by the town council on January 14th. Soto, after graduating from Stratford High School and earning her bachelor's degree in both education and history at Eastern Connecticut State University, pursued a career in education as a first-grade teacher at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown. She courageously gave her life on December 14, 2012, while protecting her students during a gunman's attack on the school. The new elementary school on the campus of Stratford Academy is constructed to provide a quality education to students of the same age as those that Victoria Soto gave her life protecting. History of the area reflects that part of the Avon Trotting Park ran through the site where the new school sits. Therefore, the kindergarten playground has a racetrack for tricycles. It is rumored that a Curtiss biplane flew from this site to New Haven in just under 12 minutes in the early 1900s. The 3 classroom wings of the schools have ceilings that lift up and have an airfoil section to allow for natural daylight deep in the spacious sections of the school. The classroom wings will house special spaces such as a gym, cafe, and music room facing the courtyard of the school. Well, in other news, after being closed for a week for computer upgrades, the Department of Motor Vehicles will reopen today, but be prepared for long lines in the morning. The $25 million project to modernize its 50-year-old computer system was scheduled to be finished later, but it was completed early, and offices are now reopening today. According to DMV Commissioner Andres Ayala, he's urging anyone who really doesn't need to be at the DMV to wait a week or two before coming in. He said waits could be several hours. The modernization project, which started in 2009, involves 14 million vehicle and customer records and the rewriting of more than 40 million lines of computer code. The DMV is putting more services online, including improving the online registration renewal program. Visitors will be able to check online for property tax payment status, insurance, and delinquent parking violations, which can hold up a registration renewal and cause repeat trips to the DMV. In other news, if the Sugar Bowl Luncheonette is a regular stop on your Darien dining tour, you will need to make other plans for the 10 days after Labor Day. For the first time, the Sugar Bowl will be closed from Labor Day, September 7th, until it reopens on Thursday, September 17th. The Darien Times Community Coffee, usually held at the Sugar Bowl on Thursdays, will not be held until Thursday, September 10th. You can get more information at sugarbowlofdarien.com. 2 groups opposed to proposed redesign of Interstate 95 at Exit 33 plan to meet today to talk about their concerns and formally ask Milford Mayor Ben Blake to request a state hearing on the matter. According to a press release from former Speaker of the House James Amon and his associate Kevin Moore, the meeting is taking place at 6 o'clock today at the Village Marina at 40 Bridgeport Avenue in Milford. He said amid continued rising anger and concern from local small businesses bordering the I-95 Exit 33 area in Milford and Stratford, and from environmentalists opposed to the Connecticut Department of Transportation's planned redesign at Exit 33, the Devon Merchants Association and Revitalization Committee and the Stratford Action for a Safe Environment have scheduled a meeting to discuss their concerns and ask Mayor Ben Blake to hold a public hearing with the DOT. The public is invited to attend Tuesday's meeting. While there is no opposition to the interchange plan, there also has been support in Stratford and Milford. One of the project's main supporters is Stratford Mayor John Harkins, who touts the changes as a key to revitalizing business in his community. Harkins has said the expanded Interchange 33 project would lead to increased commerce and business expansion along Stratford's Route 1 corridor. He also suggests that further development of Ferry Boulevard, Stratford Avenue could be achieved if the project is implemented, noting that the project would also relieve traffic congestion in Stratford Center at I-95 Exit 32 in Stratford. Others in favor of the project have said they think the changes may alleviate traffic congestion in the Devon section of Milford. I am going to now throw it over to AJ Simonowski. AJ, it's another hot day today.
Oh, wow. I was so not prepared to be on mic.
Sorry about that.
Yet.
I like to surprise you and keep you on your toes.
Okay, well, at least you told me I was going to be on the air, so I do have the weather prepared for you. Currently 81 degrees in Shelton today. It feels a lot hotter than that. Chance of some isolated showers and some thunderstorms tonight. Lows tonight near 69, which barely counts as a low. Tomorrow, we're going to get more of the same, high near 83, lows again near 70, some chance of showers tomorrow night. Air quality alerts still in effect until 11 p.m. tonight for northern Fairfield, New Haven, and Middlesex counties. An air quality action day has been declared, which means ground-level ozone and fine particulates within the region may approach or exceed unhealthy standards. For additional information, you can visit ct.gov/DEEP and read up more about that. Checking in with our Cape Town Bureau. I know it's a longtime favorite on Coffee Break. Currently 55 degrees and cloudy with the low near 48.
Wow, sounds more pleasant there.
I would
Oh,
rather
cool.
trade. I'd rather take the 55 at
Yeah.
the moment than what we've got here.
Well, AJ, good job. I surprised
Thank you.
and you came
hopefully,
through.
I'm living up to Don's lofty precedence.
You are. You're doing a good job. And speaking of Don, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to get a look back on this day in history from Donald Ang. And there's a lot more news coming up on your coffee break after this.
It's Lots of Characters. Specializing in children's birthday party, when you need to celebrate, call us. We won't be late. We help create lasting memories for you and your child on their special day. Call us at 203-590-1791 or visit our website at lotsofcharacters.org for more information and to see our party 1791 or online at lotsofcharacters.org.
Located in the heart of picturesque downtown Ridgefield at 13 Governor Street, Colby's is the area's premier retailer for blinds, shades, shutters, and is a family-owned and operated company. Colby's experienced staff will work with you in choosing the best treatments for your home or office and offer installation. Colby's also carries an extensive line of decorative fabrics including Schumacher, Durley, Tebow, and more. Or browse over 400 books in our wallpaper library from famous designers such as Stroheim, Schumacher, Ralph Lauren, Tebow, and York. Take advantage of our Fashion in Motion savings event with savings and rebates on Hunter Douglas shades with Power Rise technology. Colby's of Ridgefield. We are committed to your complete satisfaction. 203-438-8531.
The long winter is finally astern. Bait is invading the harbors, coves, and inlets. Stripers, fluke, and porgies are on the move. In the streams and lakes, trout, smallmouth, largemouth, and walleye have moved out of hibernation. At the dock shop, it's all systems go. And now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, and their newest location at 609 Riverside Avenue in Westport. Bait, tackle, apparel, and of course, all the marine and nautical accessories that they're known for are ready for you at the dock shop. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Visit us at dockshop.com.
Kycote Rockefeller Estate is Westchester County's top cultural attraction and is now open for the season. Don't miss out. Go online to hudsonvalley.org to plan your visit. Take a drive out to beautiful Sleepy Hollow, New York, and enjoy Kycote's stunning architecture, breathtaking gardens, expansive art galleries, and commanding Hudson River views. From world-class art by Picasso and Warhol to expertly tended gardens, there's something for everyone. Kycote Rockefeller Estate, a National Trust for Historic Preservation landmark.
Now you can keep up with what's happening in Darien with the convenience of the Darien Times Online. Your choice. Print or digital subscription for just $45 a year. Or get the print and digital bundle for just $10 more, $55 a year. To subscribe to the Darien Times, go to hersumsecure.com/CIRC or call the circulation department at 203-894-3388. The Darien Times, now in print and online. Don't miss a single issue. Subscribe today. This is the HAN Network.
And we're back with more of your coffee break live on hanradio.com/livestream. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and I'm going to throw it to Donald Ang now for a daily look back on this day in history.
He was a national leader and a martyr for freedom on the level of Martin Luther King, but other than a Peter Gabriel song, you might never have heard of him. But first, we start in 1587. Virginia Dare, granddaughter of Governor John White of the Roanoke colony, becomes the first English child born in the Americas. Now, we mentioned Roanoke yesterday, and today, on this date, 1590, John White, the governor of the colony, returns from a supply trip to England and finds the settlement deserted with just the cryptic word Croatan inscribed on a tree. The fate of the colonists remains one of the great unsolved mysteries of American history. 1920, the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution is ratified, guaranteeing women's suffrage. Susan B. Anthony, who is not on a quarter, by the way, is the most well-known of the suffragists, but there were many others. That a big date in history. 1958, Vladimir Nabokov's controversial novel Lolita, published in the United States. The novel is notable for its controversial content. The protagonist and a rather unreliable narrator, a 37-year-old literature professor called Humbert, obsessed with the 12-year-old daughter, Dolores Hayes, with whom he becomes involved with after he becomes her stepfather. Lolita is his private nickname for Dolores. After its publication, Lolita attained classic status, becoming one of the most well-known and controversial examples of 20th century literature. The word Lolita has entered pop culture to describe a sexually precocious girl. And finally, 1977, in South Africa, there was this.
This song was written for a very brave man. A man who preached non-violence in a state which has racism enshrined in its constitution. A man who was imprisoned, tortured, and killed in a jail in South Africa. This is for Stephen Biko.
Anti-apartheid activist Steve Biko, on this day, 1977, arrested at a police roadblock in King Williamstown, South Africa. He had been banned by the South African government, which meant that he was prohibited from speaking to more than one person at a time. At the time of his arrest, he was charged under the nation's anti-terror law, which allowed imprisonment without charge of anyone who endangered the order in the country. He later died from injuries sustained during his imprisonment, bringing attention to South Africa's repressive apartheid policy. No less an authority than Nelson Mandela commented that in order to preserve apartheid, they had to kill Steve Biko on this date, August 18th, 1977. That's your look back in history, and I'm Donald Ing.
Thanks, Don. Well, going back to some of the news this morning, the State Department of Labor announced Monday that about $100,000 in fines and payment of more than $47,000 in back wages have been ordered for nail salon workers, many of whom were not paid the state's minimum wage. The Connecticut Post reports that an investigation prompted by news articles and complaints from salon employees about health and employment practices prompted the agency's Wage and Workplace Standards Division to probe more than 24 nail salons from across Connecticut, resulting in the issuance of stop work orders and the temporary shutdown of 23 for wage violations, including 5 in Stamford and 6 in Westport. The salons have since complied and have reopened. State Labor Commissioner Sharon M. Palmer said the division collected $47,000 in overdue pay for the employees and expects to retrieve more than $79,000 in civil penalties for underreporting payroll and paying employees in cash, and $21,000 for wage and hour violations. The unannounced visits occurred on August 3rd. Gary Pesci, director of the Wage and Workplace Standards Division, said labor agents and investigators found that workers were being paid in cash with no payroll records, wages were below the minimum $9.15 per hour, and no overtime pay was provided. Additionally, several salons did not have the proper workers' compensation coverage. In Milford news, one of the big attractions at this year's Oyster Festival was fish, but it wasn't on the menu. Many people gathered near the harbor to watch as hundreds of Atlantic menhaden, commonly referred to as bunker, swam near the Hotchkiss Bridge, where they typically take up residence during the late summer and fall. Many were jumping and flipping in the stretch of water that runs from the waterfall to the harbor. Inside SBC Restaurant, patrons craned their necks to peer out the restaurant windows, which offered a perfect view of the schools of swimming fish below. And Oyster Fest attendees formed a crowd along the water's edge outside to marvel at the bunkers. One woman said, "I've seen bunkers before, but never so many." Another resident said thousands of bunkers have been swimming and jumping and slapping the water for the past week. They said, "One evening I saw a cormorant fly upstream, and you should have seen the water boil with activity from the fish when they thought they were the prey." Bunker are typically used as bait fish by fishermen interested in catching bluefish and striped bass. In New Canaan news, the Office of the Secretary of State has approved the petition filed by Michael Nowacki to be a petitioning candidate for the First Selectman of New Canaan. Nowacki will appear on the ballot with Republican incumbent First Selectman Rob Malazzi in the municipal election to be held Tuesday, November 3rd. New Canaan Democrats did not nominate a candidate. Nowacki has called himself a whistleblower after he presented to the New Canaan Town's Audit Committee about the New Canaan Board of Education's policy of permitting teachers who have children to attend school in New Canaan, its contract with the new Director of Finance and Operations, and its annual budget request process. A retired media executive, Nowacki recently registered with the state of Connecticut a nonprofit lobbying group called New Canaan Taxpayers Association. The purpose of NCTA, according to Nowacki, is to create a collective lobbying voice for taxpayers of New Canaan on state, federal, and municipal legislative matters. You can read more about Nowacki's history and the upcoming New Canaan municipal elections at ncadvertiser.com. In Ridgefield, Nina Moss, who is a 15-year-old Girl Scout who loves to cook and to help people in need, so when it came time to select a project for her Gold Award, the highest award in Girl Scouting, Nina chose to write a cookbook for the needy Ridgefield residents who get groceries at the Ridgefield Food Pantry. The cookbook will include recipes that are made from items actually available at the local food pantry, she said, as well as the Ridgefield food truck offerings like fruit, vegetables, meat, and fish. The goal is to make healthier food choices, and her cookbook will include recipes for all meals, from oatmeal and pancakes to tuna salad to chili and more. Nina is also working on pet food recipes. The cookbook will be distributed in a printed version as well as a digital version. She said it will be free for anybody who wants it and for the food pantry. She's going to be a junior at Ridgefield High in September. She said she must complete the cookbook project by the time she is 18. She said, according to her mother, Nadia Antonatis, she said her daughter has been contacting nutritionists in the community to be sure that her recipes are healthful as well as good tasting. She has also been a volunteer with the Ridgefield Rotary Sunrise Food Drive. The cookbook will also offer practical tips on how to make canned foods healthier, such as rinsing the fruits and vegetables before cooking or eating them. To donate to the Ridgefield Food Pantry, contact Ridgefield Social Services at 203-431-2777. Well, the HAN network is running a special contest right now if you think you can make the cut as a horror film director. The HAN network is piling up entries for Fast Frights, a festival of short horror movies. The contest is open to residents of Fairfield and New Haven counties who are 16 years of age or older. Multiple entries will be accepted. The deadline for submission is 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on October 10th. To enter, you can log on to fastfrights.com, click the contest icon, and follow the instructions to complete the entry form, which includes name, address, telephone number, email address, and date of birth. Contestants must submit a Fast Right video no more than 3 minutes long in an MP4 or .mov format. Videos must be no larger than 1 gigabyte and must be high definition. All videos must include an image of an HAN network newspaper, website, Twitter feed, or Facebook feed. And winners will be chosen online by voting at fastfrights.com and announced at the HAN Network's Fast Frights Festival that's going to be held at 850 degrees in Ridgefield on Friday, October 16th, with a rain date of Saturday, October 17th. And you can get more information on that at fastfrights.com. AJ, you've kind of watched us filming some promos for Fast Frights recently. It's been fun.
It's been a lot of fun to watch. I've seen some of the rough cuts provided to us by Chris Bolesny, the head of this little adventure, and Joe Forlano, sitting to my right, running the video today, and they're pretty good.
They are.
They're a lot of.
There's one up right now at fastfrights.com, but we have a couple more coming.
We encourage you to all check that out, but we've got some good stuff coming for you.
Yeah. Well, AJ, anything change out there in today's weather report?
Not really, Kate. The temperature here in Shelton has risen a whole degree in the last 10 minutes, up to 82 now. Humidity still hanging in there, about 67%. Feels a lot warmer than it is. Still chance of thunderstorms this afternoon. Clear tonight, low about 69. Tomorrow, more of the same, high around 83, lows again 70. Looking at some chance for some pretty heavy rain Thursday night into Friday, and Friday night as well. As mentioned earlier, there's still an air quality alert in effect until 11 p.m. today for northern Fairfield, New Haven, and Middlesex counties. Air quality action means a lot of ozone and fine particulates in the air may approach or exceed unhealthy standards. You can check out the DEEP's website for more information on that. Kate, back to you.
Thanks, AJ. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be bringing on a special guest from Griffin Hospital to talk about backpack safety in preparation for back-to-school time. So that's coming up on your coffee break after this.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332. And online at stratfordsmile.com.
Did you know that taking dance lessons is a great date night idea? Arthur Murray Grand Ballroom of Greenwich is a fabulous place to learn to dance and meet new people. Located at 6 Lewis Street, our studio is staffed with professional instructors ready to teach you salsa, waltz, rumba, hustle, tango. There's a dance for every season. And we are rated #1 on the Knot.com. We are the wedding dance specialists. Take advantage of our new student offer, only $49. Call 203-769-1800. Visit us online at arthurmurraygreenwich.com.
It's grilling season, and Walter Stewart's Market is your local destination for the finest grill-ready certified Angus beef strip steaks, skirt steaks, 100% grass-fed ribeyes, all-natural pork ribs, Arthur Ave-style kebabs, fresh-cut veggies, delicious grab-and-go salads, chilled rosé wine, and ice-cold craft brews right next door. Walter Stewart's, your fresh local market. 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, and shop online for groceries and wine delivered to your door at stewartsmarket.com.
A variety of food trucks, hands-on activities, live music, plus top superstars of women's tennis and the Men's Legends event. The 2015 Connecticut Open presented by United Technologies, August 21st through the 29th. Get your tickets today at ctopen.org.
Enjoy an autumn afternoon in the garden at the Garden House at Keeler Tavern Museum, 132 Main Street, Ridgefield, for Sweets and Sips, Sunday, September 20th from 1 to 4 p.m. Relax in our beautiful garden setting and enjoy classical music as you sample items from local bakeries, chocolatiers, sweet shops, and restaurants. Wine tasting provided by the area's best liquor stores, wine vendors, and local wineries. Sweets and Sips, presented by Hersom Acorn. Join us for a sweet time. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit hersomacorn.events/sweets and sips.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express, open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
A variety of food trucks, hands-on activities, live music, a different theme every night, plus top women's tennis. It's the 2015 Connecticut Open presented by United Technologies. Be there as some of the world's best competed at the largest pro tennis event in New England. And catch famous players John McEnroe, James Blake, and more in the Men's Legends event presented by PowerShares Series. It all adds up to one legendary week, August 21st through the 29th at the Connecticut Tennis Center in New Haven. Get your tickets at ctopen.org.
The long winter is finally astern. Bait is invading the harbors, coves, and inlets. Stripers, fluke, and porgies are on the move. In the streams and lakes, trout, smallmouth, largemouth, and walleye have moved out of hibernation. At the dock shop, it's all systems go. And now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, and their newest location at 609 Riverside Avenue in Westport. Bait, tackle, apparel, and of course, all the marine and nautical accessories that they're known for are ready for you at the dock shop. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The dock shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. Visit us at docshop.com.
You're watching and listening to the HAN Network.
We're back with your coffee break live on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and it's time for a little health buzz with our friends at Griffin Hospital. I'm joined right now by Myra Oldenwalder. And Myra, you are the director of Griffin Hospital's Rehabilitation Services.
That is correct.
And you're here to talk about something that's very pertinent right now as we head back into school, backpack safety, which maybe a lot of people don't think about, but it's very important.
Yes, it is. As a physical therapist, I am very passionate about injury prevention, and this is a great time of year to start talking about backpack safety as all those students and parents are preparing for the first day of school. And it's amazing, backpacks have been known to cause several musculoskeletal issues, from neck pain to shoulder pain, back pain, if they're not used appropriately. In fact, in 2013, there were over 22,000 sprains, strains, dislocations, and fractures related to inappropriate backpack use.
Wow. And tell us what possibly is inappropriate backpack use.
Well, I can tell you the good news is these back injuries and neck injuries and shoulder injuries can very easily be prevented with 3 simple steps. The first step is choosing an appropriate backpack, and then you have to pack it light and wear it right. So some people might be wondering, how do I choose an appropriate backpack? There are so many different variations on the market. Well, you want to choose a backpack that is going to be your size. So something that's going to fit in between your shoulder and waist level. You don't want anything extending over the shoulders or below the waist. Next, you want to choose a backpack that has appropriate padding. So padding in the back portion of the backpack that's going to be making contact with your body, and then also padding along the straps, the shoulder straps. And that's right, I am saying straps. I do recommend backpacks with 2 shoulder straps as opposed to 1 strap. Messenger bags have been very stylish in the past, and oftentimes you can't distribute the weight evenly across the body with a messenger bag. So as a result, a lot of unnecessary stress and strain is placed on one side of the body. So 2 straps are always better than 1. In addition, some backpacks have waist belts and chest straps, and those are also good options too.
Now, I think a lot of times, especially when parents are going back to school shopping, sometimes like the fashion factor for the kids or like, what's cool kind of wins out. But you're saying basically maybe parents should keep a close eye on that and make sure they get something proper. And I can't tell you how many times you see those little tiny kids with like a backpack as big as they are, like, running down the street.
Oh, I know. And backpacks, it's just like choosing an appropriate pair of shoes or new clothing. It's important that the person using the backpack takes the time to try it out. Make sure that it fits comfortably before making your purchase.
Right. And this is for all ages. I mean, this is young kids through college. I mean, I know there's even been some studies about, I think students at Boston University, I was looking at some of the information you guys sent over, just that like 55% of students carry a backpack that's heavier than the recommended guideline, which is what?
10%. 10 to 15% of your body weight. So if your child is 100 pounds, they really shouldn't be carrying anything greater than 10 pounds. Now's the opportunity to dust off those bathroom scales and take them out, load your backpacks, and weigh them out. See just how much they weigh, because most people are carrying too heavy loads.
And I think what's interesting is, some of the information that you guys also shared is that with the proper education, it really can make a huge difference for a lot of those neck and back injuries. Like once students find out the proper way to do it, it really makes a difference.
It is very simple. It is very simple. And it's often some simple steps that we often take for granted. Not everyone gives a second thought to how to appropriately pack their backpack. So in addition to limiting the weight, you want to make sure that you're organizing the bigger, bulkier items towards the back of the backpack so that they're closer to your body, with the smaller and lighter items more towards the front of the backpack. You also want to make sure that the backpack, the items in the backpack are secure so that there is not a lot of shifting and moving going on around when the backpack is in use. And then, of course, wearing the backpack appropriately. So you can go through and make an appropriate purchase. You can pack it appropriately. But if you're not wearing it correctly, it defeats the whole process. So if you're using a backpack with 2 straps, you've got to wear both straps. If you've got access to those chest straps and waist belts, you should be using those as well.
And you brought a backpack with you. Can you tell us, what this backpack kind of represents? Is it a good backpack?
I did. So this is a decent backpack. It has several compartments where you can organize your items. And what I've done is I have organized my backpack with the larger books towards the back and the smaller items in the front. There's some really decent padding on the back portion of the backpack that I talked about earlier. And the straps also have nice padding, so it's taking some pressure off the skin. In addition, this particular backpack has a chest strap and a waist belt, so it will help redistribute the load appropriately.
That's right. And we do have a model here, Donald Dang. Do you want to come over and just kind of put this backpack on, and we'll tell you if you're doing it right?
You know, it's funny. When I was in elementary school, we didn't have backpacks. We had book bags. It was like a canvas thing with like a cinch top and a string.
Right.
Cut through your shoulders like cheese wire.
So, Donald, the reason that I'm forcing Don to be the model today is because he was supposed to bring his daughter, Elizabeth Ang, but, you know, you failed to do so, Don. So now you have to take
Failure
Elizabeth's
has
place.
All right. So we're going to put this on, and you're going to tell me what I do wrong.
Sure. Go for it.
Go for it. Look at him. He's nervous.
He's so nervous. He's very tentative. So what's nice about this technique is he started with the backpack on the table as opposed to placing it on the floor.
Right.
So he lifted the load already so that it was at waist level, which is really considered your power zone. If you're doing any type of heavy lifting, you want to make sure that the load you're lifting is in between your waist and your shoulders. So that was a great technique. I didn't even mention that. He's got both shoulder straps on so that the load is distributed evenly. You can go ahead and you can show them how the chest strap and the waist belt can attach.
Okay. I don't know how they. Oh, here we go.
He's like a little. You're like a little kid on the first day of school, Don.
I know, really.
Do you need us to tie your shoes
there you go.
too? All right, yep, go for it. No.
I have the wrong number of straps.
Good thing you're here, Myra. You really. There we go. And how does it feel like that, Don?
Feels good. It feels like almost like a hiking backpack.
It is. This particular one is meant for hiking. It could be used interchangeably. And he's adjusted the strap so that it's nice and snug. Okay, you notice that there isn't a lot of wiggle room. There's not a big gap in between his back and the actual book bag, and it's not falling below his waist level. Oftentimes you're seeing students walking around, they're hunched over because the backpack is far below their waist. So it's really important to adjust the straps so that you can wear it appropriately.
That's great. And if people want more information, I know there's actually the American Occupational Therapy Association has a national backpack awareness day, right?
Yes.
In September.
September 16th this year.
Right. And how do you kind of help spread the word about that?
Well, we do a lot of outreach at Griffin Hospital. We go to local school systems, and we actually do weighing opportunities. So we'll bring a scale. We'll have students attend with their book bags packed.
Oh, nice.
We'll teach them how to pack them appropriately. We'll weigh them for them so that they know whether or not their backpacks are too heavy, and sort of set them up for success that way.
Oh, that's a great idea. So is that coming up? Are you guys going to be doing that?
We will be doing that, and if you want any additional information, if you've had an injury related to backpacks or any other musculoskeletal injury, you could always reach out to the Griffin Hospital Rehabilitation Services Department. We are open from 7 to 7 Monday through Thursday and 7 to 5 on Fridays. We've got a large, talented group of clinicians there to meet all of your rehab needs.
All right, great. Thanks so much, Myra. This has been very informative.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Take Elizabeth backpack shopping now.
Yeah, now you know what to get for Elizabeth. All right, Don. Well, next time, bring her in.
As long as it's purple.
All right, Don. Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more Coffee Break after this.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332. And online at stratfordsmile.com.
Did you know that taking dance lessons is a great date night idea? Arthur Murray Grand Ballroom of Greenwich is a fabulous place to learn to dance and meet new people. Located at 6 Lewis Street, our studio is staffed with professional instructors ready to teach you salsa, waltz, rumba, hustle, tango. There's a dance for every season, and we are rated #1 on the Knot.com. We are the wedding dance specialists. Take advantage of our new student offer, only $49. Call 203-769-1800. Visit us online at arthurmurraygreenwich.com.
It's grilling season, and Walter Stewart's Market is your local destination for the finest grill-ready certified Angus beef strip steaks, skirt steaks, 100% grass-fed ribeyes, all-natural pork ribs, Arthur Ave-style kebabs, fresh-cut veggies, delicious grab-and-go salads, chilled rosé wine, and ice-cold craft brews right next door. Walter Stewart's, your fresh local market. 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, and shop online for groceries and wine delivered to your door at stewartsmarket.com.
A variety of food trucks, hands-on activities, live music, plus top superstars of women's tennis and the Men's Legends event. The 2015 Connecticut Open presented by United Technologies, August 21st through the 29th. Get your tickets today at ctopen.org.
Enjoy an autumn afternoon in the garden at the Garden House at Keeler Tavern Museum, 132 Main Street, Ridgefield, for Sweets and Sips, Sunday, September 20th from 1 to 4 p.m. Relax in our beautiful garden setting and enjoy classical music as you sample items from local bakeries, chocolatiers, sweet shops, and restaurants. Wine tasting provided by the area's best liquor stores, wine vendors, and local wineries. Sweets and Sips, presented by Hersom Acorn. Join us for a sweet time. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit hersomacorn.events/Sweets and Sips.
You're watching and listening to the HAN Network.
And we're back with more of your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski. Hot day today. Before we head out, I'm going to throw it back to AJ for another look at today's weather, AJ.
Trying to fill Don Eng's enormous shoes, metaphorically speaking. Still holding it 82 degrees out here in Shelton, 67% humidity, making it feel a lot hotter than that. Still a slight chance of thunderstorms this evening, then clearing up, lows around 69. Tomorrow and Thursday, more of the same, highs around 80, lows around 70 again. Looking like we might get some heavy rain Friday and into Friday evening. Air quality alert still in effect until 11 p.m. tonight for Fairfield, New Haven, and Middlesex counties. As mentioned before, you can visit ct.gov/DEEP to read more about that. How'd I do, Kate?
Great job, AJ.
Yay.
It's hard to fill Don's backpack.
That's true, but now that we know we can fill his backpack properly.
Yes, exactly, and make sure he's safe. Well, before we head out, just want to give you a quick preview of what's coming up at 2 o'clock today on Nutmeg Sports. O'Brien Tech football coach Nick Aprea and his captains will be stopping by to talk about an effort to raise funds to buy equipment for the players. A national squash champion will talk about her sport and programs at Chelsea Piers, and remembering Formula One great Ayrton Senna before a film about his life is shown at the Ridgefield Playhouse. That's all today on the HAN Network at 2 o'clock. You can watch it at HANnetwork/livestream. So have a great afternoon, everyone.
This is the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, arts, and entertainment in Southwestern Connecticut and beyond.